Will decide whether we save the American dream.
We must never allow mob rule.
17-year-old being held on suspicion of first-degree intentional homicide.
Free rein to violent anarchists and criminals.
The El Paso shooting was the deadliest attack at the hands of a white supremacist in the U.S. in 50 years.
We must always have law and order.
Tear gas was used to remove peaceful protesters from Lafayette Park.
A St. Louis couple brandishing firearms against protesters.
The greatest economy in history.
The U.S. lost more than 20 million jobs just in the month of April, making it the worst jobs report on record.
We will crush the virus.
Total cases in the U.S. now top 5.8 million. The virus has killed more than 179,000.
No one will be safe in Biden's America.
Yo, how's it going, everybody?
Fabulous.
Super.
Hello.
Yeah, so today we've got a great panel. We've got Paddy the Panda. We got Be Less Stupid, Jon from Be Less Stupid here. And then we got the BrainDaddy. And then we got Amanda Henn, Mermaid Maggie Mama, or Mama Maggie. And then we got
a lot of M's.
One of those combinations.
Yeah.
And the Lord.
Yeah, Lord Timothais. So yeah, how are you guys all doing today? Are you guys excited for this Tuesday?
Yes.
Bad
yes.
you look.
We're as ready as I'll ever be.
I'm ready to see the vote.
Bring it on, baby.
Me too. I've been really thinking about it a lot, and if Trump really wins, we're gonna see a really.
Don't put that in the universe.
I hope not. I hope not. Here is Anthony. Bulletproofmedic is here in the house.
What's up?
How's it going, Anthony?
Oh, living the dream. How about yourself?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about Trump's America and also the law enforcement, the over-policing that we've been seeing the last couple of months, and the pandemic. We're going to be talking about all of the nightmares of these 4 years of Trump. And really, it wasn't a serious nightmare until only this year. This year has been the true nightmare, but it's only because we have got these new things that happened. Like 2017, he got rid of the pandemic team that was located in Wuhan and located all around the world in Africa. He has upped the police and prisons in America, giving a lot of different, money to these people that do the private prisons. I mean, it's just, the list can go on and on. Anyways, what do you guys think about all this stuff? Jon, you want to go first?
There, I said it. I'm against the president. I think he's terrible.
I second that.
By that.
I heard it.
Followers.
And so on and so on.
Followers for saying that.
Hey, we won.
Yeah. But look, I'm just going to jump in and very quickly say to people, please make sure that if you are thinking about mailing in your ballot, please do not mail it in. Please take it to the post office or take it to a ballot place and make sure that you hand deliver it by yourself, right? Because there are states now all across the country where they're saying that if your ballot does not reach them by election day, that it perhaps might not be counted. So it's imperative that you go to a polling place and deliver it by hand, either to the post office or to a place where you drop it in a box.
And don't take it to the post office because it will be held up there as well.
Oh, sorry, not the post box.
Yeah.
But where they drop off ballots in your community. And that could not be that'll be the most important thing that you do. Okay, now I'll be quiet.
As of this evening, 11 million people have voted in Texas.
Oof.
So, honey, that's a lot more than voted in 2016 overall. So, we're kicking butt and taking names.
Yeah.
We're almost at 100 million total votes, I think.
I know.
It's insanity.
But you guys have to remember, it was over 100 million people who just didn't participate at all last time. So either this is the makeup or some of this is new first-time voting. The point is, a lot of Republicans vote on Election Day. So there's going to be some catch-up. There is.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't.
I'm praying for the natural disaster on election day.
I don't think that there's enough. I really don't. He's playing catch up in too many states. I just don't think it's enough.
No, I don't either.
I'm conceding Florida to him. I am. I'm giving Florida.
No.
I am. I'm giving Florida
seniors. Don't give him
Florida. Miami-Dade County. It's not looking good.
Forget Miami-Dade County. We have a place in Palm Beach County. We have a condo in Palm Beach, and I can guarantee you the older vote will kick his butt.
I hope you're right. I hope so.
Count on it, baby.
I just realized
I'm not counting Florida as a win. I'm just not.
Well,
I just realized we need to actually go around and introduce everybody because some people might be tuning in for the very first time. I'll go first really fast. I know I did a quick introduction for everybody, but I just listed names, but I would like to get everybody's what everyone does and what everyone specializes in on TikTok so that people can know. My name is Bert. I focus on food, travel, and culture and other fun things on my channel. I normally don't talk about politics and stuff, but this year I decided to focus in on politics because it's just such an essential issue right now. And I definitely encourage everyone to vote and get this guy out of office. And so that's why I designed this whole thing, this whole group of people to come on and hang out and talk about what's going on. Because everybody is, of course, everybody is thinking it, and everybody coming together is a lot more powerful than just one person on TikTok. So that's why I just love this community that we've built. And I plan on even keeping going with this community, and we keep on making live streams consistently. So yeah, anyways, that's what I do. My name is Bert from the channel Food Expert on YouTube. Anyways, John, let's talk about your channel really fast, and then let's move around everybody.
All right. I do a channel that's called Be Less Stupid. And it's a show for liberal politics, a little bit of a liberal muckraking. I've been undercover at Trump rallies. I've been to the border wall. I visited refugee camps down in Tijuana. I visited the immigration centers all across Southern California. All sorts of interesting things that have to do. Whenever the president says something that's a lie, I like to be able to have video to show precisely the opposite. If he said that there was a border wall built in a place, I've been to that place, and I'll show you that there's no border wall, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, you can find me on TikTok at Be Less Stupid and on YouTube at Be Less Stupid. TikTok has short videos, and YouTube has longer investigative pieces, et cetera, et cetera.
Your video on the border wall was really, really good, John, by the way. I really enjoyed watching that one. So next up, we've got Paddy the Panda.
How's it going, guys? I'm Paddy the Panda on TikTok. Most of my content is political, but with a little bit of satire as well. My point of view is from an outsider. I've been accused this week of being a foreign interference in your elections, which is a bad corner.
Are you saying the Irish are now interfering in our election?
Oh,
I thought it was the Russians and the Iranians.
Pro-democratic interference. Wow, from Ireland.
Apparently, I'm on the same level as you know, Chairman Xi, you know, Putin, Turkey. You know, that's Paddy the Panda from Ireland.
I knew it.
but I lived in the States for 5 years, so I have a kind of a useful perspective. So I know what life is like there. I know what life is like outside of there. It's far better.
Right now it's shit.
And, yeah, I just started a YouTube channel as well, Paddy the Panda there as well. And yeah, most of my content is anti-Trump stuff, and I'm proud of that. And I do a little bit of comedy as well. And there is an alter ego as well called Buttercup, who is coming very soon.
That's awesome. Cool. And then we've got Anthony, Bulletproofmedic, in the line right here. Oh, we can't hear you.
I can't hear.
Sorry about that. Yeah, here we go.
How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I've been pre-drinking. So.
Pre-drinking that maple syrup.
Kraken. Yeah. I'm a satirist. If you're on Twitter, if you've ever seen Brent Terhune, I do stuff similar to him. I just started doing this in June. So I don't really have giant accounts as of yet, but I'm on YouTube and TikTok as Bulletproofmedic. Twitter, you can find me under my actual name, Anthony C. Walker. This is, obviously I'm not actually a Trump supporter. I wouldn't be here if I was, right? But this is obviously where I do my filming. My work doesn't really do the Halloween thing, but Maggie, I saw that you commented on my video last night. Just so you know, I did actually go to work like this today, and
Yes.
there's a lot more Trump supporters there than I would have imagined.
Oh, that's so good.
Wow.
I got people like, oh yeah, Trump 2020, and I'm like, no. One guy actually thought, for anyone that doesn't know, I'm in Canada. One guy actually thought that I was actually an American just working in Canada. So he was asking me if I was going to be, voting for Trump, and I had to explain to him, what I do. And he started spitting off with all the usual, it's only the people that were going to die anyways that are dying from COVID. And I said, well, you know what? You're absolutely right. That 5-year-old girl in Detroit, she had no chance anyways. So, and then I just walked away from it. I couldn't deal with that crap. Anyways, that's enough of me. Go vote, everyone.
Yeah, definitely go check out Bulletproofmedic on Twitter, YouTube, and on Instagram. And his stuff is linked down in the description below, along with everybody else. So I get everybody, except for Paddy the Panda's YouTube channel is not on the list of the
outrage.
But I will get you on there next time. I didn't realize you got that going.
My 12
okay.
It's going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Okay. The BrainDaddy.
Hi. Oh God, I hate my face. So yeah, I'm on TikTok pretty much exclusively. Do political comedy attempts at comedy, according to Paddy the Panda. I try. But we all can't be Paddy. Oh, they're after me, Lucky Charms. So yeah, I do attempts at comedy for political purposes, and I do want to. I made a video the other day. I want to encourage people, like if you're too young to vote, you've already voted, or whatever the case may be, you can still help by driving people to the polls. I don't know if Uber's doing anything, but you can load your car up with people, preferably Democrats, to take them to vote. So if they're Republicans or Trumpers, tell them to catch a bus or whatever.
You can also feed people online. If there are people online, you can send pizzas, you can pick up donuts, you can pass them out, right?
Oh yeah,
just saying.
Yeah.
Those are some of the things that you can do.
BrainDaddy, just one more thing. If people want to drive Republicans, that's cool. Just tell them to tuck and roll.
Yeah.
Make sure you're going at least 60 miles an hour. Tuck and roll.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, next we've got Lord Timothais.
Hi guys, how are you? I basically fight racism on the internet. Lately, though, I've been more political. I'm not satire. I try to give you the straight facts. If it's a lie, I'm going to find out the truth and I'm going to post it up. You can find me across all of social media platforms as Lord Timothais. I also have a TimmyNationInc.org website where you can go and report racism on the internet. There you have it.
That's awesome. And then we got Mermaidmama Maggie.
Hey, you said it right. I'm comedy, straight up comedy all the way, political satire. It's usually about the election or Trump. I'm always trying to make fun of the situation. I find that the best way to get through this crazy year is to keep laughing. So, yeah, that's what I do. And I'm exclusively pretty much on TikTok, trying to branch out, but mostly TikTok.
Speaking of laughing, I just can't get enough of Amanda Henn. She's just so funny, always outrageous, always amazing. Here's Amanda Henn, what she does on TikTok and YouTube and on Instagram.
Hey, everybody, I'm the cussing granny. I cuss better in Southern than anybody on earth.
We love it.
And in real life, I'm an actress. And on TikTok, I'm a political cursor. Not that little thing on the internet, but I really say the words. But it's been fun. I love being on here with y'all, honey. It's a lot of fun.
We really love you on here too. It's just so much fun. Like, it's just so great to be here together with everybody.
You speak my native language, by the way.
Oh, I know it. Where are you from?
Well, no, I'm from Arizona, but I love to do the cussing as well. So,
So I've got one more guest right here. Actually, she wanted to join right now.
Oh,
Hi.
She better be
She's
a Democrat.
Yeah, she is.
Good.
Just check.
Hey.
We'll shave her if she's a
Speaking of,
Republican.
I just wanted, this just came in. A federal court ruled that that lawsuit by the TikTok influencers against the president to shut down TikTok, the influencers won. The court said that they can't shut down TikTok because it would cause irreparable harm to the ability of the influencers to reach people. And so they just announced it a few minutes ago.
That's great.
Interesting. My dozens of fans will be thrilled to hear that.
I now, instead of politics, I'm now going to be doing a whole series of videos about my nighttime skin routine.
Good.
That's great.
Yeah, we all
That's the
have
thing people
that.
ask me about all the time. Whenever I am out, people want to know what kind of skin care routine I use.
Yeah, you're glowing.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Everyone's going to want to know what's everyone going to do to the election. So if everyone's going to pivot away from politics or
I know.
stay in the arena.
You know,
What
y'all
are we-
crack me up about going to Republican rallies and everything. I don't think I'd last 5 seconds at once. They all get on mine, so I know they know who I am. I'd be dead in 3 seconds.
You know what?
I get threats like 4 to 5 times a week, so I'm right there with you. I get threatened all the time. It's good.
I've been to about a dozen Trump events, right? Trump rallies all over the Southwest. And sometimes people recognize me and they engage, and it's, I don't know, call it fun. And, you know, the reason I started going was I was interested to figure out, well, what do they see in the president that the rest of us don't, right? And, you know, part of me wanted to go and think, oh, these people are just stupid, right? And it turns out that in many instances that wasn't the case, right? That there's deep psychological things going on about people. Like, you know, there are some people who just prefer to have their lives have less friction in it, right? They can't be the only person in their small Kentucky town who has the Biden or Obama sign in their front lawn. When they go out to, you know, the Shake Shack or to Denny's to eat breakfast, or they go to the PTA meeting, everybody's on the same team, right? And that's very powerful to have that kind of community. Anyway, there's a lot of other reasons, but one of the things that struck me when I was at these events is the genuineness. Whenever they would see, for example, a person who was a soldier, who worked, let's say, as a fireman, as a policeman, as a first responder, everybody always stopped and said, "Thank you for your service." And where I come from, that's not a thing people do, right? And
I do it all the time.
I'm not saying, right? I'm not saying it's specifically them, but I've never seen anybody do it, right? Anywhere. And then at these Trump rallies, everybody does it, and nobody seems to be doing it to get clout or because they think that other people are watching and they're supposed to. They just felt, it seemed like, oh, that's what they do. And I don't know, I guess I took some solace, a little. You know, I'm still furious with them all.
But John, then they co-signed the president saying that military are suckers and losers.
Yeah.
How can you quantify their actions?
I know. I'm not apologizing for their hypocrisy. I'm not apologizing for their hypocrisy, right? I'm saying that I went hoping to find out that they were all idiots. And it wasn't the case. There's a lot of people who are smart, but there are psychological things that are going on that help them bend reality in a way that allows them to comfortably be hypocritical like that. To go, oh, I'm for the military, and then forgive the president for calling them suckers and losers, right? It's not that they're uneducated. It's that there's psychological barriers that prevent them from getting a clear picture of what's really going on.
A lot of
that
too. Oh, go ahead.
I guess what I'm saying is to try to because I try to understand it too. I don't go to these rallies, but I have a lot of friends and coworkers and cousins who voted for Trump. Some of them defected away and some of them stayed. And I have to ask, I know you. I've known you for a long time. this isn't who you are. What is it about this guy that's got you thinking this way? Either you're just duped into the believing that you want to be contrary just because Trump gets everyone's goat, or I just don't understand it. You can't possibly be winning. You can't be winning. He's convinced you that you're winning, but you're not.
There are some things that people make decisions about that are very, very personal, and that when you attack that decision, you then get defensive. For example, let's say you're married and your spouse says something crappy about you. You dig in and you get defensive. That's one thing that Trump supporters do. They get defensive, and because when you attack the president, it feels like you're attacking them for making that choice.
Well,
So
what
then-
I find in the religious community, it's always this about abortion, and they know he's not religious. My God, you'd be dumb, blind, and stupid to think he was really a Christian. And I'm not a Christian, I'm Jewish, but I live with a Christian. My husband is Christian, and I can tell you they think they don't care if he's a Christian. They just want him to get rid of abortion and gay marriage and all this crap that they believe in.
That actually brings me to a really good video that Paddy actually recommended just now. Trump today, I guess, said that he is like the most famous person other than Jesus Christ, and Paddy covered it in his video. And I'm going to play that right now really fast. It's like a 1 minute video or maybe less than that. Here it is.
I'm looking up to the sky. A friend of mine said, you're the most famous man in the world. I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, he said, no, who's more famous than you? You are the most famous man in the world. What are you talking about? Who's more famous? I said, Jesus Christ. And I don't want to take any chances. So I looked up and I said, and it's not even close.
You said it right.
He knows the trigger words.
Can we just talk about these rallies for a second? First of all, this goes back to John's point. Sure, they're intelligent. Sure, they're loving and giving, but they've allowed themselves to be put in these positions where they're either freezing to death or catching heat stroke. And all while being exposed to COVID because this man told them that you're just going to get sick, but you're going to be fine. I guess just one more thing, and then I'll move on. They can be all of those things. I think these people, Trump supporters are selfish. They want the courts. They want to roll back everything that they don't like. I think they're very, very selfish. And you're right. They are smart. They are smart. And they're not going to be able to recover to assimilate back into regular life with the friends and family without being, because I'm petty. I'm going to remind you how you acted.
Oh, me too.
And you're never getting an invitation to the cookout unless you get read by all of us. Because I'm telling you,
there's going to be COVID for the next 40 years. I ain't having nobody at my house.
I'm going to remind you how the smart person that I used to know acted in such a manner. I'm going to remind you every day.
So there's another group that I would like to point out as well. The people who are financially on the bottom rungs thinks that they're going to get rich because he told them that he was a billionaire. And honey, he ain't no more a billionaire than I am. If he had to pay his bills, he'd be minus money. He wouldn't even make it to a thousandaire, much less a billionaire. But people who are on the low end of society is always dreaming and hoping $1 billion is going to fall out of the sky. And I'm here to tell you
he's convinced them to vote against their own self-interest.
Well, of course.
And as long as he can point and say, look, forgive me, I'm just going to be blunt about it, right? As long as the president, this is the president talking, he can point to go, look, black people are even worse off. Then those poor whites can go, well, at least I'm better off than poor black people. Right? And
well, they gotta have a group.
He has them convinced,
like I said, that
they're only going to be in that station temporarily.
So I think you're giving Donald Trump far too much credit. I think that these people are full of hate and resentment.
Yeah,
Donald Trump gives them a means to express that hate and resentment.
Exactly.
Selfishness.
After Donald Trump is gone, and hopefully he'll be gone on the 20th of January. those people will still be there looking for the next vessel. Before Donald Trump, it was the Tea Party. Then it's Donald Trump. It's going to be somebody else unless we address the issues at hand.
And if you'd been in the South when I was growing up, it was the poor whites had to feel like they were better than somewhere. And you can go back to Reconstruction. It was, when the blacks got the right to vote and a lot of them were elected into Congress and everything. It was during Reconstruction, KKK and everything started, the Southern Baptist Association. All of those people have been spewing hate since right after the Civil War to make themselves feel better about themselves.
Absolutely.
The there about people getting rich. I've said it on this show before that the American dream is a pyramid scheme. The people will always be the poor rung, and they will never get to the top because the people at the top will consistently tell you that it's immigrants' fault, it's black people's fault, it's the educated, it's Hollywood, it's everybody.
Look,
there's always an excuse.
Ronald Reagan convinced them that trickle down, right? We're literally going to pee on you.
Right.
We're going to urinate on you, right? And you're going to get the nickels that fall out of our pockets, right? And they believed it.
They still believe it.
They still believe it. They've been doing. They've been taking the profits and buying back stock and keeping the poor poor. It doesn't work. It never has.
It's always been that way. The American dream is the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Did you guys see the Katie Price? Did you guys see the Katie Price hearing when she had the CEOs of the pharmaceutical companies on, and she said, "Can you justify making $10 million a year?" And all he could say was, "Well, the board they approved my salary." She says, "Well, you're telling me that you're answered for getting paid $10 million a year plus bonuses because other CEOs get paid the same thing? They have no justification for the greed. None. Absolutely none."
Yeah.
Well,
that's a different discussion. Look,
nobody
that's a different discussion.
For.
It's all broken.
How crazy. I just want to say this.
See us in any time in the near future changing from capitalism to some other form of some other economic form, right? We've decided that that's what we do in our country, right? We give the guy at the top of the company the most money because we think that somehow he has some ability to steer and make the company billions of dollars. And in the absence of that, you get fired. And when you meet those goals, they reward you.
Honestly, you guys.
Well, real quick, I just say the veil of COVID-19 has been the realization that capitalism rules everything, and it doesn't matter about anything else in this country. It's about keeping the status quo and keeping these rich people in power and with their pockets lined. They don't care about anything else. Education, no. Anything else, nope.
We're all expendable, basically.
Absolutely.
Donald Trump has put the stock market above human lives. Are you hearing this? Are you hearing these rallies? After he says his spiel, he's gone in Air Force One, leaving these people stranded.
And these people are like, okay, great idea.
They're like, yay, we're stuck in the cold, we're freezing. Woohoo!
So actually, Bulletproofmedic made a great video on that. I think he's still here, but he's just right in the corner right here. Oh, great. So you made a video. What inspired you to make that video of the kid, the person in the cold, and you you played both parts as the paramedic and you played as the person that got cold, and you made a very good sketch.
So actually I'd seen another video, a similar one from a lady who's pretty decent, pretty big sized on Twitter, Blair Erskine. She's a great satirist. She's amazing. So she just got into it quicker than I did. I was way too busy this week. So basically I kind of did a different angle than she took. She was, and her video, wow, it lit up Twitter. I mean, like over 50,000 retweets. It did amazing. And on her side, she showed the culty aspect of it. And she was like, one of her lines was, she was saying, I'm freezing and I can't feel my body, but it's not about my body, it's about Trump's body. And I would walk 750 miles in freezing cold just to hear him speak. So she took that approach to it, which was just amazing. And She'd said, like, he left us out here to teach us a lesson. We don't know what it is yet, but maybe he'll tell us. And then my take on it was, so the character had been hypothermic for 2 days. It had been 2 days before I had time to actually do the video. And found by paramedics, woke up and was like, "Oh my God, Trump, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to disappoint you. Like, obviously I disappointed you if you left me here. I will burn all the masks that I have. I will go to more rallies. I will give you my rent money to your campaign." That was my take on it. Kind of also showing the culty aspect of it, in where, as you all have been saying, people are voting against their own interests. Well, people are going to the rallies against their own interests.
Yep.
Like, they're getting stuck out in the cold.
Who's the woman in Arizona? Who's the senator in Arizona? The woman.
McSally.
What's her name?
McSally.
Oh, Martha McSally, right? Remember, she went on TV and she said, "Look, I know that times are tough, people, but if you have to make a choice between spending your money on dinner or donating it to me, I would prefer that you donate it to me."
Yeah.
And everyone in Arizona said, "Yeah, and we're never voting for you."
I'm in Arizona. I'm in Arizona, and I flipped off my television when she said that proudly.
Oh my gosh!
But to the cold part, someone left a comment on a video I made about him leaving people in the cold, and the guy literally said, "Yeah, I was at that rally. He left us there. We were freezing, but guess what? I don't care. I'm still voting for him." Okay. So when he said I can shoot someone on Fifth Avenue, blah 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 blah.
They're unreachable.
This is
They're
true.
unreachable.
Yeah, you cannot.
Trump is God, okay?
Yeah,
he is a God to these people, and they will trust him with everything. They will let his kids get washed by him.
Yep.
Rudy Giuliani, his best friend, can go to the bedroom with a 15-year-old and do what he does. I mean, and he'll defend Rudy Giuliani. He will defend pedophilia, which is going on with all of his buddies. It's a long list, okay? I can't get into it.
You all should know the list of charges against Trump and his administration is growing by the day.
Yep.
You should know. Just because they're not talking about it on TV, that doesn't mean it's not happening. That whole Turkish bank situation, there's some apples falling out of the tree on that one, guys. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, but you mentioned it to them. You mentioned it to a Trump supporter, then they go right to, "Oh, but Hunter Biden's laptop."
Oh my God!
See over here, this is happening.
Okay, so since you brought that up, let's segue into that for a minute.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson made an absolute fool of himself.
Oh God!
Absolute fool of himself.
He's such an.
I lost the documents.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to imply. Go ahead.
You can't make this stuff up.
First of all, he should never have put Tucker Carlson on like Mail to Tucker Carlson if that was the case, because like that is already making yourself a target. I mean, okay, like it has got to not be true that they opened it up. Anyways, go ahead, Lord.
Just to explain what happened there.
There was never anything. Come on, guys. There was never any evidence. They were setting it up to let you know, oh, maybe someone on the Democratic side that worked for FedEx allegedly stole what was inside. Give me a break. Just like the fact that there's going to be a campaign finance fraud because, there's money missing from the RNC. And now they're setting it up with the Russian hack or someone hacked our website. And now they've stole money from us. You guys see where this is headed? You see they're pointing fingers already.
Absolutely.
Listen, what's her name? From California? Maxine Waters. Her list is growing she's on the finance. Her list is growing so long, guys, that crime commission is going to be busy for the whole first year when Trump's gone. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
So if you think you need material, you're going to still have material about Trump. So don't you worry.
It'll be ongoing.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
And so, you guys, I wanted to diverge into a little bit of the, tough on crime that Trump is wanting to do. He wants to make America like super a fascist country, I guess again, or I guess he wants to make us like Russia because our police look like Russian, Ukrainian riot gear police. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. We are turning into 1984. That's what we're turning into.
they need to pick a side on tough on crime or soft on crime, because anytime they're attacking Biden and Kamala Harris, it's like, you guys are hard on crime because of the crime bill. Oh, you guys are too soft on crime because you dirty Democrats aren't doing anything about the riots. It's like, will you pick a lane and just stick with it, because you're all over the map with this.
Right. That's why those attacks.
That's the beauty of their hypocrisy. They can be all over the place.
If you're gonna be tough on crime, be tough on everybody committing crime, black and white,
equally.
Now I know you guys saw the video of the guy who stabbed the cop in the neck, ran. He had his gun out. He put his gun away. He took out his taser. He tased this guy, and they're just it's a different kind of policing. Now everyone knows if that kid were black and brown, he'd be dead already.
Yep.
Yeah. I was going to say,
would be having a march for this guy.
You want to get the NRA to back off? Suggest to African Americans that they all start buying guns. Believe me, in 5 seconds, the NRA and the rich white Republicans suddenly will go, whoa, we don't want that. Right?
Yeah. Or then there'll be a law you can't own a gun while black.
Right.
Come on. They'll just word it very cleverly.
Out,
They'll word it very cleverly. They're already doing it anyway when you think about it. I mean, did you see that? I think we talked about it on a live previous. There was a black guy with an open carry state with the same kind of gun walking down the street and was accosted by the police. And then they did the same experiment, same gun with a white guy, and the cop just rolled right by him, didn't do a thing. So you can't say color doesn't play a factor in these open carry states. They do.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, they like to make it seem like that we're all being treated equally with this, but we're not. I mean, I can walk down the street. I'm a fat gay white guy. I can walk down the street with a gun, and no one will come after me. Like, but
it's just ridiculous.
It's insane. It's just crazy to me.
So I've got the video. Oh, go ahead, Lord.
Well, no, I was just going to say, since we're talking about that, we're talking about the long lines for voting.
Yeah.
Black and brown people have been doing this forever. And now that white people have to, why is the line so long? What's going on? It's because the district that you live in, and this is what they've been doing to black and brown people for years. You're just now getting out to vote, and you're experiencing, well, this is just ridiculous. I got to do something about it. So now that white people are outraged because they've waited too long in line and their coffee got cold, all hell's going to break loose.
I tell you, 45 minutes.
100%. Absolutely.
Right. They don't know anyone in Atlanta or in the rest of
what
Georgia
Trump has done,
who's been waiting in lines for 3 hours or more for years and years and years.
But what Trump has also done is made white people experience what black people go through on a constant living in this country. And either it outrages you or you're moving to a new district where you don't have to endure that. For example, Trump is telling white people, suburban educated women, I've made your neighborhood safe for you. Please vote for me. Black people have been living in these neighborhoods for years. What are you even talking about? And this is what goes back to your point, John. You have to want to be willfully stupid if you're smart to listen to this dude, because you know better than this. You know better than this. Even if you don't know better than this, the community does.
Yeah.
Well,
he's just playing a game with these guys, and they're just buying into it because they want to be openly racist. And that's how that goes.
Look, I would like to think that their people are all racist, right? But again, it's in the same way that when let's say you're rooting for a sports team, not every athlete on the team behaves the way in which you would like or says the kinds of things that you like, but you're still a fan of the Cleveland Browns or the Raiders, whatever it is, right? I'm just saying that it's possible to not be racist and still love Trump, right? And to go, I don't like that. But what you do like,
I disagree.
But what you do like is that they put conservative justices on the courts, right? That they're going to ban abortion, that you're going to marginalize gays and Muslims, and you're going to make, use the military to keep black communities down, right? And I don't know I think that people, they've committed to this guy, and he could do literally anything, and they would still support him.
Well,
that's where the ignorance comes into play.
And then you know what? It makes them willfully
ignorance, though.
It makes them complicit because you can't put kids in cages and then go, wait, he got me that federal judge I wanted. You can't cherry pick what you like about this guy.
Well, no, that's what you were saying. I'm telling you that that's what they do.
I'm sorry.
I'm not being their apologist.
I'm sorry.
Not being their apologist. I'm just telling you that they're able to compartmentalize those things.
Well, it's not working, and I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, it's not good.
They have to they have to fit back into society. And to them, I say good luck, because it's not going to work well. It's not.
Yeah.
People are going to remind them how they acted. It's not going to go away. It is not going to go away.
I'm not opposed to that.
But the thing about Donald Trump is that he lies so often and quite well about things that he'll stand up in front of his audience and say, I'm the least racist person, which doesn't even exist. And his people hear it and they're like, yeah, he's not racist. Of course. Like, he says these things and it makes people believe that he's not actually doing the things he's doing. They're hearing one thing and seeing something else, and they're choosing just to listen to what he says.
And can I say,
he repeats it over and over.
It's the ultimate gaslighting of our country.
Correct.
And then can I say, so I, being a gay guy here in America, I haven't been afraid to be a gay guy the past 4 years, because everyone keeps saying Trump is the most pro-LGBT president in the history of blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. First of all, no. But I am actually now scared to be a gay guy if 4 more years of Trump happens. I don't know why, but I have this fear of, because with Amy Coney Barrett and possibly, trying to get rid of gay marriage or make it a state issue. I don't know.
There shouldn't even be a thought in your brain right now that somebody would be taking away your rights or even thinking about taking away your rights. That's the scare. That's, I think, the worst part of it is that nothing has actually happened as of yet, but the thought that we're already scared that women's rights, gay rights could be taken away, and our brain goes there. It's the same way that, like, when we hear Donald Trump has COVID, we don't believe him. He just lies.
You want to talk about America. I'm also gay as well, but you want to talk about America. Look at what we're calling democracy. We have to fight to get a vote counted that's coming in after Election Day, even though it's postmarked on Election Day.
Correct.
We're not even at November 3rd yet, and this dude is trying to invalidate ballots that aren't even begun to be counted yet because he knows that they're not coming back red. Now, I'm not being complacent about that fact, but, and I know a lot of Republicans vote on Election Day, but Donald Trump has to play catch up, and he knows it. This is their only way to victory, is to invalidate these ballots, whether they not be in the privacy envelope, whether they be signed in the wrong. They're going to look for anything to invalidate these. That's their only path to victory. That's the only path they have.
That is exactly correct.
There's one thing, Amanda, your mic is muted right now. If you just have to press the button on the right. If you can hear me, Amanda, can you hear me? Your mic is muted right now.
You're muted.
Yeah.
Well, the truth is that we have the power to get rid of Trump, right? All the Democrats have to do is show up, right? Is cast our ballots, and in an overwhelming number, because we already know that there's more of us, right? We know that in 2016, right, 3 million more people voted for Hillary Clinton. We know that in 2018, in the midterm elections, 10 million more Democrats came out to vote. That is how we flipped the House and got 40 seats, right? We know that if Democrats turn out, we will win. And if Democrats don't turn out, right, then we have only ourselves to blame.
And we know we can do it.
Well, I've been making a week out of X-Lax, and I'm going to serve the Republicans on November the 3rd at the election.
And John, we know we can do it because look at the big blue wave in the last midterm.
Right.
Those are the people, and that's the same blue wave that's coming on November the 3rd. It's coming.
Correct.
It's going to be a tsunami.
I think it's already
Keep in mind that we have already beat Trump, right? We did it in 2018, right, where we flipped the House, right? We've beaten Republican Congress people and governors all across the country who were Trump supporters, right? We've already demonstrated an ability to beat this guy. But we have this giant noose around our neck from 2016 where we think, oh no, he's going to pull out some magic bullet and
but
beat
this
us.
is not 2016,
Right,
and Hillary
right.
is not running.
Right.
No, I'm
And
not.
Joe Biden is not Hillary.
Right.
But that's
Nothing-
what
He
people
don't have
are
the
afraid of.
baggage that she did.
But you know what?
No.
They-
I didn't.
good.
I mean, I voted
Good.
for her, but I wasn't wild about her.
Yeah.
But they should be afraid. They should be afraid because you know what?
Correct.
We haven't won this thing. We haven't,
not
and they
yet.
should be afraid. We should act like we're losing.
Correct.
If you always think you're going to have a crappy day, if you always think everyone's armpits are going to stink and they pleasantly don't, then you're pleasantly surprised.
That is a pleasant surprise.
That is the best analogy for America right now is stinky armpits.
Yeah.
You nailed it right there. I'm going to write that down.
I'll do a video about that tomorrow.
Can I just say I'm an Irishman, so I actually live in a democracy. You don't live in a democracy at all. None of this is worth diddly squat. If everything goes as planned, you get a blue house, a blue Senate, and a blue White House. None of it makes any difference unless you reform the entire system.
Absolutely.
None of it makes any difference. You guys need to get rid of the Electoral College like it was 1950. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Big time.
I live in a democracy where it's one person, one vote, and it's ranked choice. So you rank your candidates from 1 to 10, and then there's a distribution then if candidates don't meet the quota. That's a fair system, and it means that the quality of candidate is much higher. In America, guys,
honey, it's a lot more fair now than it used to be. Only white men that owned land could vote when we started this republic.
I don't look.
But in terms of a democracy, there's no difference.
We have to stay mad right now. We have to keep this momentum going. That after the election, that we're not going to let up on our politicians. We're not going to.
We got to hold these people's feet to the fire.
Maggie. So I woke up this morning with a comment on one of my videos. You're so angry. You're so mad. Well, you know what? Yeah, I am. Yeah. And I'm shocked that you're not. Yeah. Why aren't you mad?
We all should be mad, and we should all. Honestly, it's kind of bewildering to me that we all are not like storming the Capitol all the time and waving our flags like really demanding democracy in our country.
Think about we haven't seen sustained protests the way we did with Black Lives Matter since the end of the Vietnam War, right?
Well, since the 60s too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The end of the Vietnam War. And we have not seen that kind of, and it would be my estimation that the only reason that we were able to pull it off is because of the pandemic, is that people were not, they didn't have other obligations. They didn't have to be at work. They had been cooped up for months. And I'm not saying that the Black Lives Matter isn't the kind of thing that you should get out and support every day. Right, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
I think it's more than that. I think so many things have happened, and a lot of that happened before the pandemic really got going as much as it was. I mean, that was going on in January, and it really didn't start until the end of March.
We had sustained protests for days and weeks and almost months in every city across America. And why? Because
I'm not
the people
saying
who felt strongly about it, they didn't have a job to go to. They had been cooped up in their house for months. And we don't have a system by which people think that they come out for one day and they put on a pink hat and they think, I stood out in the street and that's going to be helpful. Right? It is
I'm going to remind you about another protest that happened right after the election. The women went to Washington. It started then.
Yes.
And it's just continued on, and we're getting madder and madder. And I'm glad that we have this anger, and all of us have gotten together and made our videos and gotten people riled up. That's what I can do to keep all of this going.
I made a video last night where I quoted the movie Network, which is one of my favorite movies, where Howard Beale goes on stage and says, "I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore." So I was like, I quoted that in my video, and I'm like, that's how we should be. Like, we should be as mad as hell, and we shouldn't take this crap anymore.
Yep.
Like, it's got to stop. We've got to be
here's
better.
The problem.
You know what?
Look, the problem is that people also have lives. And we don't...
Sorry, I disagree.
I disagree too.
Sorry, I disagree, because in Ireland, we hold our public servants accountable to the office itself. If we find that somebody who's elected doesn't have the integrity of the office that we require, they're gone. They're gone, and that's it. We put pressure on them, and they resign almost immediately.
Yeah.
There's none of this, let's wait 4 years and the next guy will come in. It's, you're gone now, and we'll get the next guy in now.
Yeah, that is
I'm going to tell you right now, talking about holding, a congressman to account. Kelly Loeffler and Purdue in Georgia, they are outright making money off of the government. And they don't care if you know it. That debate, Ossoff put that man to bed. Do you hear me? That was a read that was around the world and back. And they weren't yelling. It was calm. He just sat there and took his punishment.
Oh, it was beautiful.
It was so bad. He canceled the third debate. I've never. I mean, he just put that man to. He punched him in the face with his words. I'm telling you right now.
He absolutely knocked him out. It was.
Now, do you think Georgians will reward Ossoff with that? No, he just exposed Purdue for all of his dirty dealings for this many years. Do you think that Georgians will reward Ossoff for that? I don't have confidence that they will.
No, I think Georgia's going to flip.
Look, because you know what? They said it. Republicans always come home. They talk that talk, but when in the voting booth, they always come back to what they know.
But you've got to remember that Atlanta is now so diverse that it's not the Georgia that it used to be.
Back what you said about Black Lives Matter, everybody knows why Black Lives Matter started. We just want the police to stop killing us.
That's correct.
They have Fox News and the marketing people over in the White House, which they're good at. They've managed to turn Black Lives Matter into a domestic terrorist group. At least that's what they think.
Yeah.
Okay. What this all shows me is that there's a lot of white insecurity because all Black people want is fairness. And if we achieve it, a lot of those insecure white people will find themselves on the losing end of that stick.
Correct.
That's right. And the Republican Party and the white majority is getting smaller.
The words are tough, but this is what they need to swallow. Because what is the fear? What are you afraid of? What's wrong with fairness? Fairness is supposed to be the cornerstone of everything that's good in everybody. Why don't you want it for everyone? Because you're afraid of what you're going to lose behind it.
Yeah, it's about losing.
Yeah. It's what are you taking away from me to get something fair for you?
And mind you, you already poor. You already don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
That's the thing is that it's all a perception. They're not actually taking away something that they don't already have. It's that grand delusion that Trump is going to make them a millionaire or, keep them and get them out of their stature that they're in. It's all an illusion, and they're delusional.
It's because they're just such simple-minded folks where you just wave a magic wand in front of their face and they believe it.
They're exactly what I said they were in the videos. They are uneducated nobodies with little ding-dongs.
Okay, you guys, we got two
you are so on my kind of wavelength. I love it.
That's
I
awesome.
can't account for that part.
That's so funny. Yeah, you guys. So we got two new guests right now. We've got Poi Boi, and then we got Gary Mosher.
Whoa.
And anyways, we can keep everybody on the line of all of us 10. It's no problem, but we probably need to turn on our mute button when we're not talking just to keep the quality better for everybody. So anyways, Gary is muted. I muted him, but I really want Gary to come back anytime. If you can hear me, Gary, press the unmute button. I'd love to hear you talk. It's just really loud over there. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Hey, Gary.
So actually, I think it goes deeper than that. This has been going on for decades. The Republicans have been very good at one thing, and that is keeping people broke, dumb, and scared. Because if you can keep people broke, dumb, and scared, you can control them. And they've been doing that for many, many decades.
I would agree.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just really sad to think like all of our things that are going on right now, like we just had a riot. No one wants Black people to get shot. And that's why you see the massive riot that happened in Philadelphia. There's looting. I mean, nothing gets done unless we go all out. That's the way it's been in history. It's not me saying this. It's historically, we have to go crazy. We have to go all out. And that's what Philadelphia did. That's what Detroit did. Not Detroit, but that's what
Well,
Yeah.
Coach
They now see if they do all this rioting and looting, now it's going to restart the whole nonsense again. You guys are burning down entire cities now.
Okay,
You guys
all
are
right.
lethal and
All right, well, I gotta interject. You can't not confuse peaceful protest with rioting
I
and
know.
looting.
I agree.
And I understand. Now, I've always said this. There's plenty of time during the day to have a demonstration.
Right.
Anything happening at night is a cause for trouble.
Correct.
What are you still protesting for when it's dark out? Why are you still out there? If you've been out there since noon and you protested all day long, we see your face. You're less to do something. You're less prone to set a car on fire or throw a brick through a window in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
But I will have to say, though, when you have politicians that don't listen to you, no matter what you do, it just keeps going and going like the Energizer Bunny, and it never stops. That is what is happening now. And that is why we've got this going on. And that's why it's so easy to flip to crazy looting and protesting, because it's already happened. It didn't happen before Trump. This is Trump's America, and that's why I made this video, with you guys today. So anyway, sorry for the dramaticness, pulling out my hair, but eventually the rioting happens. Look at Thailand, or should I say Thailand? Look at Thailand, because that's what Trump said. Trump is always right. Then we got Hong Kong. Hong Kong is doing with their thing, and it's really not good. But that's what it came to, and it's still going to be going. Who knows what's going to happen?
I agree. I mean, when no one is listening forever,
you got to get their attention.
You have to do something to get their attention. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form combining the rioting and the looting with peaceful protesting, because that's primarily what it is. Like I've gone on and I've done the research and I put out the numbers. Like 93% of the Black Lives Matter protests have been nothing but peaceful. 7% have been, involving some sort of violence. But that violence isn't always caused by the Black Lives Matter people. It's caused by
what happened?
White supremacists.
But look what happened. The Black Lives Matter protests got blamed for all of that.
Correct.
And we know that wasn't the case.
But
correct.
The other thing is, think back to the 80s when the Watts riots happened. I always said, honey, don't be burning down your own neighborhood. Go to Beverly Hills. I guarantee you they'll listen to you when you start burning down that crap in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, burn down their Starbucks that were there.
The thing is,
they'll get their mind right then.
In history, like the Boston Tea Party, that happened because they were wanting to
Sometimes you
make a
have
message.
to do it.
But I hate it. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see businesses being burned down. This is horrible. I don't want to see this happen. And especially I don't want to see it happen so easily. Like what happened in Philadelphia is wrong, but they keep on doing this and they keep on burning down things. But Trump doesn't listen. He wants to get harder on crime. And he wants to look at DeSanto, the governor of Florida, which is the worst guy in the world. He is making it so not even like 10 people can come and protest together. He's making it a felony. This is taking our way to come together. Exactly the thing that Barrett, that lady who has just got put onto the Supreme Court, was she forgot to mention in all the list of things that she was quizzed on, the right to protest. The right to protest is real. We should have the right to protest peacefully. I don't think we should ever be.
Well, it's the hypocrisy of it all, because they'll show up at the state capitol in Wisconsin with weapons just to protest against the wearing of a mask. So it just depends on what they're protesting. So it's all just hypocrisy.
I bring it up. I bring that up all the time. I bring it up all the time on my videos where you guys started the protesting of 2020. Do you forget that? This was you who started it with your guns and your rifles, and you're getting right in the cop's face. And they're like, well, guess what we didn't do, you dumb liberal? We didn't burn down buildings. I'm like, but you approached a cop with an assault weapon.
In actuality,
and then you wanted to kidnap a governor and kill her.
And
in actuality, you did burn down buildings. You just masqueraded as Black Lives Matter. Oh, we now know the truth. We now know the truth.
Yeah, a lot of those buildings were burned down by white radicals.
Yeah.
You guys, I've got the video right now to play for the Philadelphia guy that got shot 3, 4, 5 times. I don't even know. It's hard to count because it's just bang, 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 bang. It's insane. I mean, this is what they do. This is what the police have been doing. I'm going to play the video.
Overnight, violent protests erupting in Philadelphia, hours after police shot and killed a black man. Authorities say they were called to a residential neighborhood in West Philadelphia shortly before 5 p.m. Monday for a report of a man with a weapon. When police arrived, they say they found a man, later identified as 27-year-old Walter Wallace, who was holding a knife.
And he was brandishing it and waving it erratically.
Video capturing the chaotic scene. NBC News cannot verify what occurred before or after the events shown in the video. Police say after telling Wallace to drop the knife, they opened fire, shooting Wallace multiple times before taking him to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead.
The threat that caused the officers to discharge was towards the officers themselves. As far as the totality of what was happening out here, we're still early in the investigation.
Moments before police fired, eyewitnesses say they tried to get Wallace to release the weapon.
I'm telling him and everybody else to put the knife down. That's what it matters. He's in our community. We're not threatened by him because we know him.
The video appears to show Wallace's mother also trying to stop him.
His mother tried to grab him to console him.
The incident sparking protests overnight in the same area where police and protesters clashed earlier this summer in the wake of George Floyd's death. Several officers sent to the hospital after being hit by bricks. One, a 56-year-old female officer, was struck by a pickup truck. Residents now saying they are outraged and saddened that police did not attempt to de-escalate the situation in a different way.
My issue.
Anyways, de-escalation is the key word. It is what you should be doing in any situation with tasers, with shooting in the knee first, not the heart, not in the upper torso area. You shoot at the knees and not 5 times.
I have some comments.
And don't carve your
regards to that.
pumpkins outside because they'll shoot you.
They already arrived with a preconceived notion that he was dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
And they always do that. They don't ever give,
They
they don't
did.
ever give a black and brown
I have some
suspect
comments regarding Bert's comments, though.
any other suspect is talked to, pleaded with, and if obvious measures need to be taken, then they are. Black and brown people aren't afforded this same kind of policing, and it's very obvious.
They never were.
Gary has something to say really fast. Gary, go ahead.
Well, as far as shooting at knees, I actually have cops in my family. You can't shoot at knees because the target is so small. The chances of you missing and hitting somebody else is much greater. So, and you should never pull your weapon unless you intend to use it. And if you're going to use it, you're going to use it to take someone down. And if that was a white man, with a knife, they would have tackled him. They would have tasered him. They would have kissed him. They would have done something, but they wouldn't have shot him.
Do y'all recall do y'all recall the shooter at the movie theater in Denver, the white kid that looked like a Bozo the Clown with his orange hair? Honey, they got him without killing him, and they put him in the car, and they stopped on the way and got him. Do you really think they'd have done that to a black guy? No.
Yeah, he had murdered 12 people and set off whatever in the theater, and he got to go to jail with not a scratch on him.
Yeah.
And they should have killed him and, saved us some money.
I agree.
I think that Gary makes the great point, though, about the knees. I mean, it's really interesting to hear about that firsthand from you. I mean, it's definitely true. Like, the knees are a hard target to hit, but they could have pulled out their taser. They could have done a lot of other things. They could have figured out a way to do something else.
Police are taught, part of their training is if they're going to shoot, they have to aim for between the shoulders and the thighs, right? Because that is the biggest mass area. And
Center of
they're not
visible mass.
shooting to stop you from doing the thing that you're doing. They're shooting to kill you because it puts them in harm's way. And I'm not saying that that's good or bad, although I think it's bad. I'm just saying that is what they are taught, right? They have decided in law enforcement that if somebody's coming at you or you think that you're in trouble, right, you aim for the biggest area on the person in order to stop them.
But if somebody's not armed, you can taser them.
Until there's two things that need to happen, in my opinion, before this stops. Number one is police have to be able to look at a person of color and not be afraid of them. And number two is a person of color has got to be able to look at a cop and not be afraid of them. And until those two things happen, nothing's going to change.
Well, you know what's going to make that happen? You know what's going to make that happen? Make cops live in the area that they're policing so they know each other.
Yes.
That's how that's going to stop.
Absolutely.
And you need to get rid of these police unions. They have too much power. You should not be allowed 48 hours to get your story straight after what we've just witnessed you do. Yeah. You don't get 48 hours to sit there and justify each bullet you put into a man's back because you were so scared of he was coming at me when his back was to you. It's bull.
Have a list of
absolute bull.
I have a list of any policeman that has had racial problems, so they never get another job.
Not buying it.
But I agree with Lord. If you don't live in the neighborhood you patrol, then you don't get to work.
There you go. First of all, crime would be to a minimum. You're not going to rob from someone who you know grew up with you that's a police officer. You're not going to do it.
No.
That's the problem. They're allowing cops to come in from other cities who don't know you,
and people who
the black and brown people, and then they just kill them. Oh my God! I thought you had a gun. Back was to you, sir. And we're
people who live in the neighborhood.
It's the same old story.
People who live in the neighborhood. People who live in the neighborhood are more likely to want to join the police force as well.
Right.
Because they will have a vested interest in their own community.
Yeah.
Think back to Ferguson, Missouri.
The police department has been allowed to be a fourth arm of the government and be militarized. They get military stuff that Pentagon don't want, and there is no reason for police officers to be dressed up going into hand combat when you're just going to the suburbs to answer a call because someone is having a mental health crisis. First of all, we need an ambulance. What are you doing here, dressed up like you're in Fallujah or something? What's this all about? Well, it's all broken, people, and I'm passionate because it's just all broken. It's just all broken.
Well, we need people. We need people who are capable of handling people in mental crisis.
Yeah.
Because most of the problems are people that have mental distress. That's the problem. Most of these problems are people that need an ambulance, not to be shot to death.
Everyone gets up in arms literally up in arms about the idea of defunding the police when all it means is reallocating money to places that want to serve these people and help these people. And, let's get people that are actually qualified to work with people that are facing homelessness, mental problems, drug abuse, and help them instead of shooting them, arresting them, putting them away for petty crimes.
I agree with you. I wish the word defund would have never come out of anybody's mouth because that narrative has been taken over, and we know what it means, but the right has they don't want police in your
I've gotten into it so many times with people for that exact same reason. And I'm like, it should have never been said. Yep. It's not the right word for what they're saying. We want to help the police. We want to help them themselves.
Exactly.
And help us.
I have a question. I have a question real quick. Because I'm not sure this is a possibility, but are there police officers who could be trained, let's say, in psychology? So if they're called in on some sort of mental health case, that there's a more calm approach than pulling a gun out. Is there someone who can basically talk them off the ledge? I mean, is that in the police training at all? Or
many people who enter the police force start out in criminal psychology.
Right.
So I mean, it is there, but it's not in the way that you would want it to be, because you really need social psychology.
Right. So it's not they're not necessarily trained full course in it. It's just more of a basic go through of how to handle it.
What your criminal is thinking and how a criminal mind works.
Right.
By the time a psychologist is on the scene, it's already too late. So cops have already evaluated that situation. They've already drawn firearms, and it's too late to drag somebody with psychology training out. Or if people have it within a task past team, it's too late by that point.
But
But I wanted to mention another aspect of all of this.
That sounds amazing in theory, but I don't know how you're going to apply that logic when you have a police department down in the South that's basically a modern version of the KKK. I don't know how you're going to make that apply. So it's good in theory.
It would be
It's great
different.
in theory,
It
but
would be different, like in the suburbs, as opposed to.
Honey, you've never been in a small southern town and not know that some of the dumbest people in the whole wide world are policemen.
It is 2020. It is 2020. There are still towns in the deep South that act like it's 1962.
And that's where I grew up.
Believe it.
We make
They're
changes
all
where we
towns.
can.
They're there.
We make changes where we can, and don't let a perfect become the enemy of the good.
Right.
Well, you know what? The good is complicit when he don't report the bad. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Yes. I would like to hear from Bulletproofmedic about the comment that he just saw earlier, maybe like 15 minutes ago. Bulletproofmedic, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, sorry. So in regards to the police shooting of Walter Wallace Jr., there were a couple things. So first, no, the police could not pull their tasers because those officers were not equipped with tasers. And the police department there is looking at a budget of about $14 million to equip and train all of their officers with tasers. Next point, at the time of shooting, Mr. Wallace Jr. was actually within 10 feet of the officers. Now, this is important because now if an officer has their weapon holstered, an assailant with a knife can potentially cover up to 20 feet and strike an officer before the officer can draw, aim, and fire their weapon, which for a trained officer takes approximately 2.4 seconds. So that's the distance that someone could cover in 2.4 seconds is roughly 20 feet, depending on their training. Now, these officers had their weapons drawn already. Presumably, they had the safety off, but they had determined that 10 feet was and that was their police training for that specific department. Yeah, I've done a little bit of research here. They determined that within 10 feet was what they call the danger zone, where they would be permitted to discharge their weapon against an assailant with a knife. Now, their Kevlar vests, I don't know what level they have. Hi, Jasmine. Give me 1 minute, please. Just 1 minute, please. I'll be out in a minute. I apologize for that.
It's like the
that video. Yes.
It's like the Korean video. The girl walks out dancing and just like, but it's not like that. But it's so cute. It's adorable.
Hey,
I love that.
Can we just be clear? That is your child, right? That wasn't a cry for help.
Actually, not my child. No, my 3-year-old son. That's his best friend. Being in where I am in Canada, we're lucky enough we're still able to do things like this. My jurisdiction has had less than 30 cases of COVID ever. So we're lucky enough we still get to have a little bit of a bigger bubble and we can do things like this safely. Anyways, getting back to where I was at, where was I? So Walter Wallace Jr. was within 10 feet, so they decided that they would discharge their weapon. Now, depending on the level of Kevlar, potentially that could stop a knife attack. Kevlar is really good against slashing, but actual piercing, not so much. And it's unlikely that the officers had steel plates in their, like I have steel plates, you can't stab through this. But regular Kevlar, which is typically what police officers wear, you can stab through with a sharp enough knife and with enough force. And I had another point, and I'm just trying to remember what it was.
Wait, so are you telling me that these cops are going through all of this in their brain at that exact moment?
No.
Sorry.
Or
Okay,
going,
that kind of reminded me of the third point. So the third point was, and Gary had mentioned this earlier, their training is to aim for the center of visible mass. So if you see a human, you can't necessarily, and people always say, well, why didn't you just shoot him in the leg or the foot or the shoulder or something like that? Their training is not to do that. It's to aim for the center of visible mass for a couple reasons. One, it's the easiest shot, but two, it's most likely to actually hit the target. And I don't mean to, belittle Walter Wallace Jr. by calling him just a target. But in their training, they're trained that is the most likely way to hit a target and not miss and potentially hit a bystander, be it or any kind of other property, and cause more harm to the public than the perceived threat. And in this case, you could definitely argue that Walter Wallace Jr. was a perceived threat, albeit having a mental crisis, which they are not trained to deal with. Again, their training is for that department, within the 10 feet, that's your danger zone. Aim for the center of visible mass, and that's exactly how it happened. Unfortunately, these officers didn't have non-lethal weapons available. However, on that point, I would say if he'd been white, I'm sure they would have found a way, because I've seen videos. I remember watching one specific video of a white man in I think somewhere in California was actually approaching an officer with a hatchet and slashing at him, and almost got this officer. And the officers still ended up taking him into custody alive, no harm done, no bullets fired.
There was a video.
Well, it's always been that way.
There was a video that just circulated where some white guy was like beating the crap out of a cop car, right?
Yeah.
And he was.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but there was a guy wrestling with two cops and we just about had his gun, and they still did not pull their guns on him.
Well, that was the point that I was making about the shooter in the theater in Denver. You know, they're always going to not usually kill the white guy. But if a black person is, if they've got a butter knife, they're going to take them out.
The shooter who killed the people in the church, they actually brought him food. They brought him Wendy's.
That was the shooter at the theater. They stopped and got
that was the
no,
church.
That was the church.
Oh, the church. Yeah. Okay.
It's just the notion of the fact that their lives are just worth more, even though they've committed this heinous thing. It's I'm just never going to understand it. I'm never going to understand it.
You can be a white guy who mass murders a group of human beings. Hey, let's stop at Burger King on the way to jail. Like, what? Like, it's just asinine.
It's
insane. Y'all, we were talking about the education level of policemen. When I was little, in the deep South where I grew up, the people who were policemen were the ones that, I went to school with them, and they had the mental ability of a gnat. And my mother used to say, when you get too lazy to drive a cab, that's when you become a policeman. And and my mother had a business, and there was two people she would not give credit to: a Baptist preacher and a policeman, because they gonna beat you every time.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I actually get people home safely.
Bert, you're muted.
And you guys, I have to go. I've got to go do something for my kids right now.
But Maggie, if you can stay, that'd be great. Because I just texted Domenick. I want to see what happens when we get to 11 people. What options it gives us.
Okay,
if you want to stay.
I can stay for a little bit longer. I might have a thing with my kids.
If you have to go, it's fine. If you have to go, it's fine too. But either way, it'd be great. Yeah, either way, you can go right now. It's fine. Thank you so much, Maggie. Let's get you out of here, Maggie, and thank you so much for joining us. But wait. Can you do your outro? Just talk about your channel and everything really fast.
I'm super goofy, comedy, political satire. I'm a small account, building and trying to. So come on down if you like.
I'm trying to help you.
And obviously a musician.
All right. Bye, you guys. Have a great
Bye,
Friday.
Maggie.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Same to you.
Halloween. Have a good night, Maggie. And go check out Maggie on the description below. Her name is Mermaidmama Maggie, obviously, and it's down below in the description. Everybody, information is down below. Everybody who's joined today is down there, so you can find us all. Anyways, we've got a really special guest. He made a great video about the masks and kind of the selfishness of the culture of the anti-masker, and the scariness of COVID-19. And it's more than just dying. It's permanent problems with your body, and multiple ones. And he really nailed it just nailed it so well. Here is Poi Boi, right? How do you say that? Yeah. Poi Boi?
Just Poi Boi. Anyway. Yeah, so basically all that everybody ever wants to say is that coronavirus only kills 99.99% of people. And all of us here, we all know that, A, that's a fake death statistic. But it's not the only statistic that people need to be talking about. Like, we know now that long haulers are a thing. We know now that Jon Hopkins even says 1 in 5 people will have cardiovascular damage that recover. 1 in 5. I believe lung damage was somewhere in the 20%. And autoimmune deficiencies are now being developed because people are developing antibodies that are attacking their own body even after they recover. And it's crazy that these people just want to tell you that these death statistics are no big deal and ignore all of that. And then they do the one thing that makes your mask not effective, which is not wearing theirs. And it's the biggest problem of our society. Like, you can wear your face mask in public all you want, but your face mask is not very effective at preventing you from being infected by somebody without a mask. It's effective at keeping their germs in. You know, it's likened to just basically saying, I don't care about anyone or anything. And I don't know what we're going to do about it. How do we get these people to understand that
you won't,
that they are the problem? And
they won't change until it happens to them. Yeah. That's the unfortunate
thing. We don't have enough N95s for everybody, and the only way for a face mask to work is if for both parties to wear it. Like, I don't know if you guys are I've seen the statistics as low as 6%. That's like of the effectiveness of a face mask if only you are wearing it and the infected person is not. Like, it's terrible how far off the cliff it falls.
I've always said we're playing whack-a-mole because no one wants to wear a mask. And the only way we're going to change it is if we get Trump out and we make a national mask mandate. And if you're not wearing it, you're fined $500 like all the other countries are doing.
Yeah,
it's like parking in a handicap parking. If you park there, you're going to get a $500 fine without a decal.
Exactly.
Well, if you go into a store, there's a sign that says no shirt, no shoes, no service. What is the problem? I don't understand the problem.
You know why? I'm going to tell you why again. Because Trump has hijacked the CDC. They've made it political about these masks. They have been downplaying all of it from the beginning because of Trump's insistence. And that dude that went crazy or did a drunk liaison between the CDC and the White House who took a leave of absence because he was. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anyway, and of course you see Dr. Beers. She's Burks. She's not. They've got some
she
dude who
refuses to even meet with them.
I mean, they just want to.
Yeah, she's staying on the road.
And we're going to play whack-a-mole with this thing until real leadership shows up and takes charge, and that's just how that's got to be.
The problem is that it's Democrats telling them they should be wearing a mask. It's it's the Joe Biden and his.
Well, Dr. Burke is not a Democrat.
When it needs to be a police officer, it needs to be, sir, you need to put this mask on, or we're going to give you a fine.
Wow. The problem is many cops won't enforce it because many cops don't believe in it.
Yeah, those cops need to lose their jobs.
Many cops will not wear a mask on the job. They do not want to wear their masks, and they don't care. And you know, they also pepper spray on people when they're protesting, which makes people cough, which makes people really, have a reaction. And this is how we end up getting even more coughing and more spread of the virus.
That's
John,
because the cops are too old for this right?
Yeah.
They're too old for this. I can't say it because I know we're on YouTube. Cops, they have a problem with authority, just like lots of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the cops, I mean, they're not doing their job right. They're supposed to protect us. And that's the point of this video today. I mean, look at George Floyd. I had a plan to play the George Floyd video, but we are literally running out of time, you guys. But no, I mean, we don't have to go right now, but let's go around. If you need to go, John, right now, you can go right now, but we'll give your outro. Give us your outro.
It's okay. I don't want to take time away from the show. I'll see you next time. That's all.
But John, I'm going to give your outro then. I'll tell people to check you out.
That's fine. But, I don't want to waste time. People are here. They want to talk. So thank you. Okay. I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, John. Thank you, John, for joining
Nice
us. We
seeing you,
really
John.
appreciate it. It's great to have you here.
My pleasure.
Amazing to have you here.
Thank you, John.
Have a great
everyone.
night.
I've
Bye.
enjoyed it. Bye.
Yeah,
And
so make sure you check out John's channel. It's called Be Less Stupid on YouTube, and he focuses on a lot of political issues, but he also focuses on a lot of fun issues and just everything in between. So go subscribe to his channel. He's got like 63,000 or something subscribers. He's very successful. He's worked on Penn and Teller. He's worked on multiple shows in LA. I mean, he's a connected guy. So definitely connect with him and work with him on TikTok. Ask him to duet some stuff from his stuff, and I don't know. Just anyways, Lord, go ahead.
Can I just say one more thing about the masks? This is what I had to do with family. It had to be tough love. You know, they're all over social media posting things with no masks and doing this with masks and such, and I just had to say, listen, I'm not coming to any funerals. I'm not doing it. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'm just not doing it. You just have to give them tough love. I mean, I don't even, just tell me after the fact. If they've been cremated, let me know how all that went for you. I'm just not doing it. And it goes for friends. It goes for, you just got to get tough on it. This is real. People are dying. And if they're surviving, and we all know the morbidity rate is high, but like this gentleman said here, you are left with the remnants of having had corona in your body, and you're going to feel it. And you're going to feel it. It literally scrapes the inside of your lungs. It's a scraping. If I can. Yeah. We have a doctor friend, and it literally ravages your body. Mind you, attacking or whatever is wrong with you in the first place. Anyway.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are waiting now for lung transplants.
And if you think that you are going to survive it, and it's all political, and you very well may do it, you are going to feel it for the rest of your days.
Yes.
And I'm about to run out of energy here. So I just finished my 9-mile run walk.
Oh, wow.
God.
Yeah, and I'll my power is just about gone. So I will check out now, and I'll catch you guys next week.
Bye, Gary.
Okay, bye, Gary. Oh, Gary, wait. Okay. Yeah. I'll give you a shout out. I'll tell everybody to check out the information down below to check out your YouTube channel. I'll do that.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend, everyone.
You too, Gary. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Make sure
I
you
can't
guys
imagine walking for 9 miles.
So make sure everybody that's watching right now goes to check out Gary's YouTube channel. He just started it a couple days ago, and he's got like 10 subscribers or something. And he is a great TikToker, like 45,000 people on TikTok, and he makes great points. I've been watching him for like 3 months or so, and he's just a good guy. So make sure you check out Gary Mosher, and it's down below. The link is down below. Not necessarily a link, but the @ and then his information. So go check him out. Just like go check out John.
But I'm going to duck out too then.
Okay.
Bye, darling.
Bye, Amanda. Firstly, I missed you last time. I want to let you know you are our laugh riot.
Honey, I love you.
And my husband followed you first, and he says, you've got to see this woman on here. I'm like, who is she? And I saw you in my For You page, and then I don't know if you know Lord John B. He follows you as well. That's my husband.
Yes, I know your husband.
He is just the biggest fan of yours. He goes to sleep to you.
Lord.
He wakes up to you. You should know.
You were one of my first ones to watch. I
love
you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Wearing all your glasses, and we got to talk sometime.
Oh, we will. We will. Because
Amanda, should I give Lord your number?
Please.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give.
Lord. I don't ever look at. There's so many comments I can't read.
I know what you mean.
And I can't do private messages. I don't know how.
when you made a video, we watched one of your lives, and when you didn't know what to do with all the.
I don't know how to do nothing.
Yeah, we were trying to talk to you, and it was going so fast you couldn't see us. So.
I had 7,000 people.
Oh my God, you are popular, girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. I just want to say, I basically just I fight racism on the internet. So if anybody feels that something is racist or just feels in your soul that's not right, go to timmynation.org and report it, and then we will take care of it for you. And then I will make a video putting them on blast. That's what I do. And lately, of course, I'm more political, because if it's just wrong, and if it feels wrong, and if it smells wrong, it probably is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If it smells like dog poop, it probably.
BrainDaddy, I watch your stuff too. I don't know if you noticed that, but I've duetted some of your stuff.
You have. Hey, do you know what? Can I make something really awkward real quick?
Sure.
So a long time ago, back before I ever became, because now I have 40,000 followers and whatnot, but before, I don't know why, but you blocked me like a long time ago. Yeah. I don't know why.
You have to understand. You have to understand too. When I first started this, I was really into the cancel culture, canceling people. I was heavy into it, so it was probably a heavy finger.
I make a lot of sarcastic comments sometimes, and they can come off as like, "Oh, I'm a Trumper" or whatever. So I'm like, "Oops, did I say the wrong thing?"
Okay. well, I was in that frame of mind then, because everything was an attack. So you know, because you're not the only one that's made it awkward. In the beginning, you're trying to figure out who's doing what and realize people's personalities. Then you'll go, okay, now I get it.
No, I totally understand.
Anyway, that's where you'll find me, guys. And I love coming to the TikToker stream. I have elderly in-laws, so sometimes I can't make it. But other than that, I'm here for you, and I'm down for it all. Biden 2020.
Yeah.
Lord has been to almost every
2020.
Lord has been to almost every single TikToker stream. Like, I think, I mean, at least your page has been streaming it, because you told me you want to stream it all the time. So
always, I want to support you guys. If I can't be there, just do it.
Yeah, no, that's what we do.
Stream mine too.
Awesome.
Okay. Good to know.
Nice to meet you, Poi Boi. I haven't seen any of your videos, but I will look for you now.
Thank you. It's been nice talking with you.
And I love your long hair.
Yeah, it's luxurious.
Are you a musician? Poi Boi, are you a musician?
I am actually a fire performer. I don't do music, but I do dance with flames.
Have you ever been to Thailand, to Koh Phangan before?
Thailand.
No, I have not.
That's where they do the fire show, like the best fire
guys,
show.
I'm out, okay?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Bye, darling.
Lord.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, Lord.
Guys, okay?
Love you, sweetie.
Love you too.
Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you check out Lord Timothais on YouTube. Down below, he is really blowing up on YouTube. He went from like 1,000 subscribers to like 2,500 or more subscribers. So make sure you check out him on the thing below. So Poi Boi, have you been out of the country before anyways? I'm just curious.
Oh, I was very young, but honestly, I haven't spent much time outside of America. I would love to, though. But
they do really good fire shows in Southeast Asia. So like Langkawi in Koh Phangan and Phi Phi Island, which is in Thailand near Phuket. So anyways, it's pronounced Thailand as opposed to what President Trump pronounces it as Thailand.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, Bert, when you and I go, I'm going to Delhi.
Auto rotate the.
That's India. India, Morocco, and like Northern Africa is more of like belly dancing, but like belly dancing is more of like that for those places. But for Thailand, it's like the fire show, the just going out to the beach and enjoying the full moon party. I mean, it's really crazy times.
I'm
just gonna go nude.
Go burn with those people. Sure. I really
Australia.
want to get out to New Zealand one day because my particular comes from. So
New Zealand is great, but the problem is the budget you have in New Zealand needs to be very high compared to going to Southeast Asia. Like if you have $3,000, go to Southeast Asia, go out there for 3 months, play on the down low, don't drink too much booze, and you'll be fine with $1,000 a month living like a king. But in like New Zealand, you'll probably be fine with like $2,000 a month. If you have friends that live there, maybe you can do $1,500 or $1,000 a month. But you can have accommodation, everything like $6 a night for your room, maybe like $12 per night for food, maybe like $12 per day.
In Thailand?
In Thailand, like you're gonna spend around $25 per day total. So you go for a whole month. It's like, it's like around $1,000 ish, give or
That'll
take.
get you a coffee in LA.
Exactly. Yeah. You can get coffee for like 50 cents in Thailand, like with ice and everything and lots of sugar. They love the sugar. Originally sugar came from Thailand and Indonesia. Like that's where sugar originated. And kings used to spend thousands of dollars for sugar. Like just for a couple pounds of sugar, they spent the equivalent of like thousands of dollars. It was a royalty thing. It was like gold. You could trade gold for sugar almost per pound. Not quite, but pretty close.
Honey, them Southerners would be broke with that sweet tea.
Yeah, no, definitely. And so anyways, Poi Boi, I'd love to hear more about what inspired you to talk about the coronavirus in your recent videos, because you really got in depth to it. You really had passion. I really love that.
Well, I think a lot of what I talk about it is an Uber driver pandemic hit. And what I saw was a situation I got placed in by my own customer. I had to choose my own safety or my job, because Uber has a rating system, as we all know, and somehow expect people to enforce the mask mandate, but not get from getting worse for enforcing the mask mandate. And it cost me a lot. And then I got in the very beginning of the year, and I was sick for 3 months, and by the time antibody testing had rolled out, it was a lie, and they couldn't really get results, so I'll never really know. But I do know that I was sick for 3 months, or about 3 months, and I just still don't feel this. So it's impacted my life directly. I just talking, and I filmed a video about Oregon having a stimulus plan for people that were still waiting on unemployment, and kind of got some traction. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep talking. We're gonna keep listening, and now we're here. Yeah.
Well, there's a problem with your setup right now. There's like an echo going on. It's okay though. Don't worry.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I can try. I'm using. Let me double check. Using the right mic.
We're about to wrap up very soon, but I really appreciate you coming on. I would love to bring you back on anytime. I bring back everybody on eventually. Like we go through rotations and we bring on lots of people. But it's okay if there's a problem. Awesome. But anyways, you guys, I think we need to wrap it up. It was really a fun show tonight, and
It was fun.
I feel like, I need to give a shout out to Bulletproofmedic because he had to leave early. Bulletproofmedic is in the description down below, and make sure you go check him out. His stuff is great. He does really funny kind of skits on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and also Twitter. You definitely got to check him out on YouTube and all. Oh, it's fine. Great.
That's kind of
but yeah, make sure you check out Bulletproofmedic when you get a chance. Just really amazing material, and subscribe to his YouTube channel and Twitter and everything. And also, okay, so yeah, we're actually going to be wrapping up right now. But yeah, Poi Boi, I would love to give you a shout out too, as far as you do just TikTok, right?
For now, yeah.
You're going to get into YouTube doing fire dancing for YouTube also.
I'm not sure what I'm into my YouTube content. Yeah. It might be more of the kind of stuff I TikTok, and I might fire spinning stuff, but that's not a huge niche.
Yeah.
But mostly what I do is talk what's going on right now in this country.
Yeah. No, that's great. I'm glad you are on there on TikTok and doing your thing, what you do. Okay, so let's wrap it up, I guess. But yeah, make sure you go follow Poi Boi on TikTok for now. Down below, it's in the description. I already put it in there. And then so BrainDaddy, go ahead.
So I'm just kind of like Mermaidmama Maggie said, I'm just kind of here to provide information that's necessary, but also to put a comedic spin on it, because holy crap, this is some dark times right now. So I find that if we can laugh about it, at least for the time being, it kind of helps, bandage up our wounds a little bit. But I also try to provide actual information too, that's educational and whatnot. But yeah, so again, I'll just wrap it up by saying, please, dear God, go out and vote. If you've already voted, if you're too young to vote, pack your car with people to get to the polls to vote. Like I said at the beginning, preferably Democrats. I don't care about the other people. But yeah, so that's me. I'm on YouTube, obviously. I have like 300 some subscribers, so it's decent. But I got 40K on TikTok, so that's more of my niche right now.
You got 40K plus 11K, which you got in like 2 weeks, so like 51K now. So
technically, yeah.
You're going up, man. That's great. And then Amanda.
Hey, darling. I'm just, I'm on every platform. Follow me on Instagram. It's Amanda Henn 2000. Facebook, of course. I've been at my limit for several years. You can follow me on my professional page. And then on YouTube, I'm trying to build it up because that's where I really want to go to, is to have, I want to get the streaming thing that you have, Bert, because I would like to stream with other people. That's one thing on TikTok, you're just by yourself when you're doing live. And, I'd like to have an interactive show like you do and talk about entertainment and things like that, because that's where my knowledge lies. I'm old. And, I'm just on here having fun and motivating people to vote. And I am a supporter of all LGBTQ. I'm there for everybody.
Your son
I'm not
is,
sure
right?
I got all the letters right, but you know what I mean.
Isn't your son part of it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
And we give everybody hell.
Good.
So fun. Yeah, it's really great to have you guys all today. And I guess I'll go last. My name is Bert. I come from the channel Food X Bert on YouTube. And I just started these lives only about 2 months ago. First started with me, Walter Masterson, and Maya 2960 and Lord Timothais. So Lord is the one tonight that's been with us for the longest time. But I really appreciate everybody coming on board. We have got like 35 TikTokers or maybe 30. I don't know how many people. I appreciate everybody that's come on board and joined us and kind of just talked about the truth as opposed to talking about the false stuff that Trump says. But yeah, it just inspired me by watching everybody here on TikTok, and I just decided to, bring it to the live stream because no one else brought it to live streams like this before. Yeah. But, I decided to bring everyone together. It's kind of a networking thing. We're not like so big and famous or anything, but anyways, my channel is called Food Expert. Yeah, I mean, I just started on YouTube 2 years ago, and but anyways, if you guys go follow me on YouTube, I would really appreciate it. And actually go down the line, the list. I made the list very clear on everybody that joined tonight. It's in the description below. And you can also see the list of everybody that's been on the live stream in the past. So I just list everybody. So you can go down the line, and if you really support everybody, go check out their pages, because I don't pick out just random people to be on the live stream. I normally find people, and it's normally a process of, figuring out people that have the right message. And I've been watching everybody's channel for a while, except I just watched your channel for the first time last night, Poi Boi. And I just was like, I loved your mask. It's a life and death situation, what we got right now. So yeah, I've been for the masks since, January 25th. I've been for masks because I was in Beijing, China when this thing erupted. And everybody in China came together, wore their masks. Even Wuhan wore their masks and stayed inside, only went to the grocery store for about 76 days. And I'm actually in a documentary that's going to be released off of a group called, so it's Reportify Media, and I actually have it in my comment, in my community section. Reportify Media is releasing a documentary with my stuff in it and all the other YouTubers that were stuck in China during that time. So you can check out that really amazing documentary that Alex made from Reportify Media. Yeah, so go check that out when you get a chance. And it's anyways, it releases on October 31st on Halloween. He spent many months on this documentary, working and collaborating with like 15 other YouTubers. I'm just one YouTuber in this. So make sure you check that documentary out, releasing in just one day. Halloween's tomorrow, right?
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, just check that out.
And don't let your kids go out.
Yeah,
Keep them inside.
Watch your cat.
Coronavirus. Yeah, definitely.
Because
So anyway-
they may not die from it, but you might.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, yeah, just check out my channel when you get a chance. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to close off with Anthony, his video.
Yeah, Lord, my phone number.
Oh, I will. I will definitely do that for sure. So we're going to close off on a video from Anthony, Bulletproofmedic, who is a great TikToker and YouTuber and everything else in between. And he has a lot of merch. I'll show you guys the merch right now. This is one of his cups here. He's got this Christmas cup. And then, like, it's just a cute little Christmas cup. And then we've got his video, which we're going to play right here.
I need to get a Hanukkah one.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so his Obama gay video really cracked me up. I'm going to play it right now as we're leaving. So I'm going to zoom in on me. Any last words of any of you guys? Any messages? Any last things?
Vote.
Vote.
Yeah.
Vote.
Great. Okay, so definitely vote. That is the message we want to get across to you guys. Okay, so we're going to play this video right now. Here it is.
All right, y'all. I figured out Obamagate, but I got to be quick because Antifa's. You see that? They're scanning my brain. Hold on. All right, me and Trumpy Bear, we're safe now. Okay, I got this all figured out. Now, Obama's brother, he sent the candy birth certificate to Hillary's emails. The same email that she used to get money transfers from George Soros. So, in 2016, before Obama left office, he founded ISIS. Now, he got along so... They're still after me. I can feel them scanning. They're scanning my brain. Hold on. All right, we're definitely safe now. Now, as I was saying, he got along so well with the terrorists because he actually was a terrorist. See, Osama bin Laden, he never died because he never existed. Obama, Osama, Obama, Osama, Obama, Osama, Obama, Osama. See, it's the worst disguise ever, man. He was Osama. Now, while he was working in the lab creating the Crayola 19 virus, he was also controlling Hurricane Sandy from his laptop. Use a little joystick thingy there telling Hurricane Sandy where to go. That way, he could get the government to go in and help people so he could look better to the voters. And that is why he wore a tan suit. Think about it. And I know all this stuff is true because I done talked to Q about it myself. I dropped some acid, see? Then I went into the bathroom and he talked to me.